My life started hard. From the very beginning, it felt like the world was against me. Brownsville, Brooklyn was a tough place to grow up. The streets were unforgiving and every corner seemed to hold a new challenge. Poverty, violence, it was everywhere. It was a constant battle just to survive, and the odds were never in our favor. My family life was chaotic. Arguments and tension filled our small apartment, making it hard to find any peace. We moved around a lot, never had much. Each move felt like starting over, but the struggles followed us wherever we went. I was a shy kid, bullied a lot, got into trouble. It seemed like no matter what I did, I couldn't escape the cycle of hardship. Ended up in and out of juvenile detention. Those places were supposed to correct us, but they often felt like just another form of punishment. Didn't see much of a future for myself. Then something happened. I discovered my strength. It was a turning point, a glimmer of hope in a dark world. Not just physical strength, though I had plenty of that. It was a deeper strength, something that came from within, but a strength inside me, a fire. It was a burning desire to rise above my circumstances, to prove that I was more than my environment. It started with pigeons, believe it or not. I loved those birds. They were my escape, my solace in a world of chaos. One day, a bully hurt one of them. That was the last straw for me. I snapped, beat him up bad. Word got around. People started respecting me, fearing me too. It was the first time I felt powerful. That's when I met Bobby Stewart. He saw something in me that I didn't even see in myself. He was an ex-boxer, saw something in me. He recognized my potential and decided to help me harness it. Took me under his wing. He became more than just a coach. He was a mentor, a guide. Started teaching me how to box. It felt natural, like I'd finally found my calling, like I was born to do it. Every punch, every move felt right. It was as if I'd been preparing for this my whole life. But Bobby knew I needed real guidance. He understood that raw talent wasn't enough. I needed discipline and direction. He took me to see Cus D'Amato. Cus was a legendary boxing coach, and meeting him was like stepping into a new world. My life changed forever that day. Cus saw my potential and believed in me. He gave me the structure and support I needed to become the best version of myself. From that moment on, I was no longer just a kid from Brownsville. I was a fighter, destined for greatness. Cus wasn't just a trainer, he was a visionary, someone who could see beyond the surface. He was a mentor, a father figure. He provided guidance and support that went far beyond the boxing ring. He saw the pain in me, the anger. He recognized the turmoil that raged within me, the struggles I faced every day. But he also saw potential. He saw a spark, a raw talent that could be honed and shaped into something extraordinary. He believed in me when no one else did. His faith in my abilities was unwavering, even when I doubted myself. He took me in, became my legal guardian. He gave me a home, a sense of belonging that I'd never known before. He didn't just teach me boxing, he taught me discipline, strategy, life. He instilled in me the values of hard work, perseverance, and respect. He molded me into a fighter. He transformed my raw energy into a focused, disciplined force. Training with Cus was tough. It was grueling, demanding, and pushed me to my physical and mental limits, brutal. But I craved it. I thrived on the challenge, the opportunity to prove myself every single day. It gave me purpose, a way to channel my rage. It was an outlet for all the emotions I struggled to control. I woke up before dawn, ran miles, hit the bags till my knuckles bled. Every day was a test of my endurance and willpower, sparred with guys twice my size. I faced opponents who were bigger, stronger, and more experienced. Cus pushed me to my limits and beyond. He never let me settle for less than my best. He said I was destined for greatness. He spoke of a future where I would rise above my circumstances and achieve incredible things. I started to believe him. His confidence in me became my own, and I began to see the possibilities that lay ahead. Amateur boxing became my outlet, my way to prove myself. I fought with a fury that shocked people, knocked out most of my opponents in the first round, won the Junior Olympics twice, but I wasn't satisfied. I wanted more. I wanted to be the best. Cus had a plan. He knew I was ready for the pros, but he wanted to make a statement. He entered me in the Golden Gloves tournament. It was unheard of for someone my age to compete at that level, but Cuss believed in me. And I didn't let him down. I dominated the tournament, won every fight by knockout. The world was starting to take notice. A star was being born. Turning pro was the next step. I was a force of nature, unleashing my power on anyone who dared step in the ring with me, knockout after knockout. My style was relentless, aggressive. I intimidated my opponents before the fight even began. They called me Iron Mike, the baddest man on the planet. Then came the fight that changed everything. November 22nd, 1986, against Trevor Berbick for the WBC Heavyweight Championship. I was only 20 years old, the youngest heavyweight champion in history. It was a dream come true. But it was also the beginning of a new chapter, filled with both triumph and turmoil. I was on top of the world, unified the titles, became the undisputed heavyweight champion, fought anyone who dared challenge me. My power was legendary, my speed was unmatched. I was a global icon, millions of fans around the world, endorsements, movies, everything I ever dreamed of, but you know, the fame and fortune came with a price. The pressure was immense, the temptations were everywhere. I was surrounded by yes-men, hangers-on. No one to tell me no. I was lost in the whirlwind of my own success. Section 6, down for the count. Trials and tribulations. My personal life was falling apart, my marriage was crumbling. I was drinking too much, partying too hard, making bad decisions, getting into trouble with the law. Then came the rape accusation. I was innocent, but the media frenzy was relentless. I was convicted, sentenced to prison. My world came crashing down. Prison was a humbling experience. I had time to reflect on my life, my choices. I found solace in Islam, converted to the faith. It gave me strength, helped me find peace, but I knew I had a lot of work to do to redeem myself. Section 7. Fighting the Fade. A champion's heart never dies. I was released from prison in 1995, determined to rebuild my life and my career. I returned to the ring, won a few fights, but I wasn't the same fighter. The fire wasn't there. The hunger had diminished. I was still a big draw, but my best days were behind me. The fight with Evander Holyfield was a disaster. I lost my cool, got disqualified for biting his ear. It was a low point in my career, another stain on my legacy. I was labelled an animal, a monster. It took me years to live down that moment. Section 8. Beyond the ring, finding peace after the storm. I retired from boxing in 2005, finally at peace with myself and my past. I had made mistakes, but I had also learned from them. I was determined to use my experiences to help others, to show that redemption is possible. I wrote my autobiography, Undisputed Truth. It was raw, honest, painful at times, but it was my story. I started a podcast, Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson, talking to people from all walks of life, sharing my story, listening to theirs. I even did some acting, found a new passion in comedy. Section 9. Tyson's Truth Legacy of a Legend. Looking back on my life, it's been a wild ride. I've experienced the highest highs and the lowest lows and everything in between. From the streets of Brooklyn, where I had to fight for every scrap, to the heights of fame and fortune where the world knew my name. From the depths of despair, where I felt lost and alone, to the peace I found within myself through years of reflection and growth. I'm not proud of all my choices, but I own them. Every mistake, every misstep, they're all part of my journey. They made me who I am today, a man who has learned, who has grown, and who continues to strive for better. People still call me the baddest man on the planet. It's a title that carries weight, a reminder of my past, but I'm not that guy anymore. I've evolved, I've changed. Today, I'm a different person. I'm a father, a husband, a grandfather. These roles mean more to me than any championship belt ever could. I'm trying to be a better man every day. My legacy is complicated, filled with triumphs and tribulations. I was a great fighter, no doubt. My prowess in the ring is undeniable, and my victories are etched in history. But I was also flawed, human. I made mistakes, I hurt people, and I faced the consequences of my actions. If my story can inspire even one person to overcome their own struggles, then it's all been worth it. My journey is a testament to the power of resilience, redemption, and the human spirit. I've learned that true strength isn't just about physical power, but about the ability to rise after falling, to keep moving forward despite the odds. Today, I focus on giving back, on helping others find their own paths to redemption. My legacy is not just about my past, but about the positive impact I can make now and in the future. This is the legacy of a legend, a man who has lived many lives, faced many battles, and emerged stronger, wiser, and more compassionate.